Hello, chess fans. We're against Diamond ZH, so my rating is very, very, very down. But hopefully we can play the A3 line. Okay, we are getting to play the A3 line, and we'll see. We see D5. Okay, Bishop B5. This is our favorite line. We've played this many times on the channel before, and we'll see what he does. There's a lot of moves here. Bishop D7 is not one of them. I'm not sure why I did that. That just hangs a pawn, but. Okay, knight takes e4 is one of the main lines, and I'm trying to remember, is it knight takes e5 here? Or do I take here first? I think it's knight takes e5. Now queen g5 is the refutation, I think. I'm sort of remembering my lines. I can't remember if it's here or some other position, but yeah, I think this is it. Okay, queen g5. There, so I go here, I'm pretty sure. And now a6. I go knight takes d5, I think. Knight takes d5. We've actually never got this line on the channel before, which is kind of cool to see that we finally got it. And I think you take here. Now king takes and queen e2 or c4. C4 I think is the move that's supposed to be interesting. And here I think black is winning by force. But bishop c5 is the engine move, I'm pretty sure. So I'm actually kind of suspicious. But yeah, my opponent seems to have a lot of games, so they're definitely not cheating. So let's take here with check. King d7 I think is the best move here. But that is a very, very difficult move to play, because I get d4 off. And it becomes completely unobvious. Or maybe bishop c5 is a blunder because of d4. There, okay. This is definitely begging to be played. And then bishop f4 check. And I think I'm winning now, actually. I like my position. But, yeah, maybe there was some other line. But yeah, this is a very tricky line, and I think anyone who wants to try it out, clearly my opponent here, who's 2361 and in some longer time control game, wasn't able to find it. But yeah, this is definitely losing somehow for white. I just have no idea how. I kind of forgot the line myself, as you can see. But yeah, okay, interesting position. I think after d4, white should be around like +5, honestly. I don't see how black can come back from this. Definitely bishop c5 is not the line. It might be takes here or bishop h3 or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but I remember c4 has a huge win rate in the database for white, so clearly here black is not doing well. But queen g5 is the most critical line. But if you're a black player, maybe simpler, if you don't want to learn any lines, is queen f6. It's quite a simple move. And I think black is equal there. I don't think black can... The engine sort of says black is slightly better there, but I think white has a line that can equalize quite easily. Okay, so we'll see what our opponent does here. There's a lot of ways he can go wrong. Okay, so bishop h3 is... I think that's a way to go wrong, probably. I think he was already losing, but this should just make him lose even faster. Here seems quite simple, so I don't anticipate there will be a lot more resistance in this game. I'm up a lot of material, and yeah, it's going to be hard to overcome that. Okay, if he could king takes c5, he could make the game even more fun, but I expect king e7, and it's probably what we're going to see. And I have to go queen e2, and then he could sack this, and if he takes this as well, then I would just be up a few pawns, and that's how I think the game is probably going to go. So yeah, king here is pretty much the only legal move, unless he wants to go like king here, which would be quite ridiculous. Here is, yeah, I don't really see anything else other than that. And I think even there I could go for bishop g5, which is just a move to say like, oh, I can play a fancy move. Not necessary whatsoever, but definitely I can play that. It maybe isn't so simple, though he does have to spend some tempos taking the knight and stuff like that. And in that time I can hopefully try to get out with like queen e2 and f3, and after takes he has to move the knight, and it's hopefully winning for me. So I expect here queen e2, rook takes a8. Do I want to go bishop e3, rook d8, f3, queen takes f1, takes. So queen e2 is forced. I have to do this. Then question is, do I want to go f3 and allow him to take here? And then I'll just be up a pawn, which is maybe winning, but do I need to be more winning than just up a pawn? Maybe I need to be up 2 pawns with bishop e3. So he has to take this. I don't really see what he's thinking about. But I don't think there's another move. He takes here, he's just clearly lost. After bishop e3, I'm not even down many pawns there. I mean, he's down 2 pawns there. So we'll see what he does. Or yeah, he can only go rook takes a8. There's no other option here. But I've already won such an amount of material that, oh, okay, yeah, this is just dead lost. This is definitely just dead lost. Let's go bishop e3. I think my opponent played inaccurately as well, which allowed me to get this far superior position. He could go here. I could even start pushing, but there's no need. I should probably start with b4. Okay, he goes there. Let's go with a4, and then b4, and then a5, and yeah, rook a5 is no way to play. You can't be playing like this. What's your rook doing on a5? Maybe my opponent thought I had to go for, I don't know even, to be honest. But yeah, b4. Okay, actually, maybe he is getting in. Okay, but we can get our king in too. Ooh, that would have been close. That would have been almost a blunder. Okay, let's just go a5 so that we are defended well. Don't worry about this. He goes there. I could go here. I could also go here. Takes, and should be a nice position. Here, takes. Here. It's probably better. c3. Just got to make sure I'm not blundering anything. If he goes rook c8, I can go a6, which is nice. And I think the majority is just rolling. Okay, king d5. Knight here was the idea. Could I even go bishop f4? And what does he do here? Because if he takes here, I have rook c1 winning the knight. So yeah, bishop c4 winning, and then I'll just win the knight if he goes to the wrong square. Bishop c4, if he takes here, I win the knight. King b5, takes. Rook e7, I take here, and your king is cut off. I'm winning your pawns. I'm up a bishop. Should be good. Okay, he does sack that. I think that's maybe the most practical chance, but will he take a rook here and blunder this? I don't think so, but we will see. My idea is next to go here if he allows me. Maybe rook d8. No, then I can just push. Okay, he doesn't blunder that, so now I'm turning this and this. Now, while this does win another pawn, maybe even rook b7 is the best move, just to not allow him to get his king into the game. But maybe a little bit too fancy. Probably this is the best move, and then here next. I do have the right colored bishop for the corner. I just had to be 100% sure of that. And you know what? I might as well show some endgame technique. I think with the king cut off, this position should be winning. So I'm just going to give him my bishop. It should just be cleanly winning, I think. With his king cut off, there's no way. Usually this can be a draw if the king's on g8, but when the king's far away, there shouldn't be any way to get a good position here. f4, and I mean, he could have made this more difficult, but and he finally resigns. Okay, so yeah, I think a nice game here we got a winning position from our opening, and yeah, so after knight takes d6 here, a6, knight takes d5 here, knight takes c7, takes, it becomes very, very difficult, and c4 is definitely a blunder. But if we go to the Leech's database, c4 is scoring enormously well here with 67% win rate, 61% win rate, sorry. So yeah, here definitely c4 is the way to go. And queen e2, which is the best move according to the engine, doesn't seem to score very well here, because the most natural move here just is probably slightly better here. So d3, knight f6, bishop e3, queen takes f1. This is considered to be the best line, and then here a4, b takes a4, takes here, or takes on c5 first maybe, and rook takes a4, and okay, white's up a pawn, but their knight is in jail, and probably they're going to win some pawns back in exchange for like something like this. It's probably quite reasonable, but maybe not that. Maybe we do escape. And it's about equal. But instead, yeah, bishop c5 is often played. So here, bishop h3, c takes b4, king takes b5 is losing, so king d7. Knight b6 check looks very natural. King d8. Queen e2, bishop c5. Knight c4 to go knight e3, rook e8, knight e3. Looks like we're hanging on by a thread. Queen h2, and okay. I think that, okay, clearly we're losing, but I don't think it's at all that obvious. But yeah, king d6 is, bishop c5 is also a very common move here. See, as you can see here, lots of games played. So yeah, queen e2 or a4 seemingly are the best moves here. And yeah, here, okay, here the best move is b takes a4, but no one's played that. Everyone plays bishop c5, and after takes here, king d7, d4, seemingly we're getting out. Oh, okay, now the engine changed its mind. Okay, but yeah, bishop c5, and from here it was a pretty easy win. As I said, I don't think they should have taken here. I think they should just take here. After bishop e3, go here, and yeah, then I could play f3, but I could also just, you know, do whatever. And they don't really have options. And okay, yeah, this was a game from 2500 and against the 2600, and we just repeated that. So yeah, I think a nice game, shows the power of the Mengarini, and I will see you guys in the next video.